Hello and welcome to episode 4 of 360craft with me, 360pick. In the last tutorial we were redecorating our cave, we smelted some stone, we smelted some glass, and we also killed our first creeper and our first spiders, and we collected their string, and we used that string to make a bow, and we shot our first arrow. And in this episode we are going to be going mining, but first we're just going to pop outside as early in the morning we may be able to pick up some arrows and feathers. A zombie. Ah, there we go. Up there, there's a zombie on fire. He'll drop a feather when he dies. And there's also a spider over here, so we'll kill him and take his string. And at some point we will use our string to make a fishing rod, and I'll show you how to go fishing. But if we hop up here, it looks like he's died. Yeah, there we go. There's a feather dropped by a friendly zombie. And a skeleton has died over here and dropped some arrows, which are very useful, and a bone as well. Bones are used for taming wolves, which is something we'll get onto another time, but also they can be ground into bone meal, and that can be used in the crafting of some dyes, and also it can be used as a fertilizer. It can be used on wheat and saplings to make them grow instantly, or at least give them a chance of growing instantly, I think. So we're going to go mining in this tutorial, and the first thing I'm going to do is empty my inventory of everything that I'm not going to need, because while we're mining we are going to be picking up a lot of stuff, and our inventory is going to get full very quickly, and we want to keep everything. Really, we want to hang on even to all the stacks of cobblestone that we're going to get, because you never know when you need it later, and you can just chuck it in a chest and forget about it, and if you throw it away you know you'll need it later, and that sucks. So I'm just going to rearrange my inventory a little bit, and I'm also going to craft some tools. We'll get through stone picks like nobody's business down there, and I'll craft a couple of shovels as well. There'll be a lot of dirt and gravel down there, I should think. So that's 6 stone picks, should do. I'm also going to craft some leather pants, or trousers as we call them in the UK. And they are the second piece of leather armour that we've crafted. We're probably not going to actually need armour down there, but better safe than sorry. I'm just going to rearrange my inventory a little bit to get everything where I like it to be. And that's it. I think we're ready to go. So in the last tutorial we started digging a strip mine. I've actually since realised that it's probably not deep enough, I'm afraid. So we're going to go and do it again, but don't worry, I'm going to fast forward the digging bit. We dug this strip mine about, I guess it was about 10 or 15 blocks below our house, but we're actually up a hill, and the reason this is important, as the altitude in the game works from the absolute bottom of the world, where you have something called bedrock, which is an unbreakable block, and that is at level 0, or actually it's between level 0 to 4, and then you count each level up from there, and the oceans in the world occur at about level 62, and we're actually a little bit up a hill from the ocean, so our house is probably about level 70, 75, and really if you're looking for iron and coal you want to be about level 40 is a good place to be. So we're just going to carry on digging our staircase down a little bit, and I think this is deep enough, so I'm going to dig another 2x3 tunnel, and I'm just going to quickly fast forward it, so I shall see you shortly. Right, that will do. I'm just going to craft some torches, because we're going to get through them fairly quickly down here as well. Now what we're going to do is, you see I've already uncovered some iron there. We're just going to dig, or I'm going to mark a place where I'm going to dig a 3-block high tunnel next to our stairs, and then I'm going to move along 3 blocks and then mark the next tunnel. And what I'll just guess another pick. What we're doing is we're going to dig a series of parallel tunnels 3 blocks apart, and the reason for that is that most ore veins, like this iron down here, are at least 2 blocks wide, which means if they were in these 2 blocks here on the right hand side, or these 2 blocks here on the left hand side, we would see that vein in at least one of these tunnels. So the point is that for minimum digging we are exposing maximum possible ores. Of course we would find the same number of ores if we just dug this entire area out, including the 3 blocks between, but that would take a very long time. So this might not be the most efficient way of mining. I'm sure someone has figured out the absolute most efficient way, but I've always found this method of strip mining with parallel tunnels to be very effective. And not only for iron and coal, but also if you go deeper for gold and diamonds, it really is, I've always found it a very good way to mine if you just want to get a bunch of stuff quickly. So we're not going to make it huge. I'll probably just dig 20 or 30 blocks along and dig 4 or 5 parallel tunnels. And really we need, I guess we need about 30 or 40 iron to make a set of armor and some tools. And we'll take all the coal we find as well. And we'll just see how long I spend mining and how much I get for it. And I can try and sell you this strip mining technique. There's another little bit of iron there already, and you know we're only on our first tunnel. We've only dug about 10 blocks in, so I'll just go a little bit further. Probably not too much further, to be honest. I think this is big enough, or it's going to get boring. I'll dig this tunnel, and then I will fast forward the digging of the other tunnels, and then we'll collect all the ores afterwards. It's the it's the best bit anyway. I'm not going to make this a huge mine. I'm probably only going to spend about 15 or 20 minutes mining in total, to be honest. I would imagine that will actually be enough. So I'll make it perhaps a little bit deeper. Maybe another 10 blocks or so. Oh, now I can hear zombies. So I suspect we're actually getting near a cave, and it's very possible we're going to break through into it, but we won't explore it today if we do. If we do find a good cave, we'll save it for the episode where we want to deal with caves. But we just really want to be doing strip mining today. It does sound very close, so I suspect we're going to come face to face with a zombie in a minute. Now I'm just digging a little parallel tunnel here to our main tunnel. And that's just to mark the end point for all our parallel tunnels. So each tunnel I'll dig until I get through to this perpendicular tunnel. Ah, here we go. So we found a cave. And when we go caving, I guess this is where we will start. But for the moment, I'll block it off. Nothing can get through a 1x1 hole. So I'll leave it open to remember where it is. But nothing will be able to get through. So I'll dig the rest of this strip mine out. And I'll leave all the ores. And I will see you in a few seconds. Remember when you... Hey! Ooh, nasty. How many eyes are spiders meant to have? No thanks. Bye! Right, so I've dug my strip mine. We've dug 4 parallel tunnels, and now what I'm going to do is go back and collect all of the ores which I've left, except the ones I had to dig through, and we'll count up how much I have managed to collect of each coal and iron. So you'll notice when I dig down, I never dig straight down, i.e. I never dig straight down underneath me, and the reason for this is you never really know what's going to be underneath the block you're about to break, and when it breaks you will obviously fall through it. So if there's a big drop underneath the block, for example, or lava, or a cave full of hostile mobs, you will obviously fall into whatever that thing is. So it's a good idea whenever you're digging down like this to just dig standing on the block next to it, and then you're safe. And the same thing really applies for digging straight up. You never know what might fall on your head. Here it would most likely be gravel, lower down it might be lava. So it's a good idea never to dig straight up or straight down. So I think I'll fast forward the rest of the collecting of these ores. I'll just collect this coal, and there's some iron here, and then I will fast forward the rest, and I will see you afterwards. Right, so I've collected all the ores, just coal and iron, that's all we found, and that's all you will find at this level. From these 4 tunnels, and we actually had 5 lumps of coal when we came down here, so we have picked up 61 lumps of coal and 36 blocks of iron ore, which is really not too bad, and with our 4 iron that we already have, that will certainly be enough to make a set of armour and some tools. And that only took me less than 15 minutes really, so you can get half a stack of iron and a stack of coal in about 15 minutes using this technique, which I think is really not too bad. A stack obviously refers to the stack of 64 that you have in your inventory, so half a stack would be 32. Not everything stacks to 64, it's mostly blocks. Tools don't stack at all, and neither does food, so one tool or one piece of food just takes up a whole inventory slot by itself. So while that's smelting, let's go and get these cows. I suppose we don't really need leather now that we've got enough iron to make a full set of tools. Ah, tasty arrows. But, I mean, you know, I've got nothing else to do. I'll tell you what, I'll test out my bow and arrow. We've got a few arrows. Yeah, we've got 12 arrows. Let's shoot this cow. Oh, missed. If you miss, or indeed if you hit, you can't pick up your arrows. Once you've shot an arrow, it's gone for good. Ah, and that is one of our saplings. So let's take the wood from that. So that's one of the saplings that we planted in the last episode. That has grown into a tree. And I think that is probably a good time to call it a day. So we are getting ready, of course, to go caving. I think we just have one other thing to do before we do that, and that is some deeper mining to get some diamonds. And the reason we want diamonds is because we want to make a diamond sword, as it deals the most damage of all the weapons. And if there's one thing we're going to meet caving, it is a lot of things that we want to kill. So in the next episode, we will go mining for diamonds, and of course we'll be finding some other things as well. And then in the episode after that, we'll go caving. So thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope you're enjoying the series so far. If you did like this video, please hit the like button. It would be a massive help. And I look forward to seeing you in episode 5.